Moshi moshi. And all that, whatever. Hello. I came here unprepared. Oh, my leg is going numb. Can you hear me okay? Can I hear me okay? Oh, my headphones. Hello. Merry Christmas, everyone. A joyous occasion to be had. No music at the moment? Is there no music? You don't hear it? Might be low. You can hear it fine? Okay. It's just some more stream cafe music. Hello. It has been... I think it's been over 2 weeks since I last streamed, I think. I don't really remember when I last streamed. Actually, I can tell. I can see. Wait, where's my... The last time I streamed was... Oh, it's been 2 weeks. Oh, for some reason I thought it had been 19 days. I don't know where I thought 19. 2 weeks? Okay, it's not as long as I thought then. Also, hello Urban. Hello Nightshade and hello Ancient Arc. And Urban, shout out to you for the 37 months. Hang on, I'm taking off my sweater. I'm getting hot. The minute I start talking, I'm starting to get hot. Anyway, it's been a bit since I streamed. It wasn't my plan, but you know, things be thinging. But let's chat a bit while I draw something that I will probably end up hating. Because that's just how it goes with these. I always end up drawing last minute for thumbnails for the YouTube streams. But then I realized that like people are gonna be tuning in to see potentially see a drawing that you see in the thumbnail, but it wouldn't make sense for you to see me streaming that because it's already been drawn. So anyway, let's get rid of that. Let's make a new canvas. I saw people, there was like it just ended up on my For You page on Twitter, but people were like commenting or like having a discussion about what size canvases they draw on, and some people, one second. Some people who like to put a lot of details in their drawings or something will be drawing on like 8,000 pixel like long canvases. I need to move the starting soon. And I'm like, wow, that's big. Also, I don't can a computer handle that casually? I always thought 3,000 pixels was big, and it is big. And maybe I should go bigger. What if I go bigger? Not that it matters. I don't really draw anything noteworthy to warrant such big canvases, and I say that because honestly, these past 2 weeks I haven't been very super productive. But to be fair, I've been a little bit preoccupied these last 2 weeks. Mainly that I'm pretty sure I mentioned it on last stream at some point. I say that, but I don't really remember what I talked about last stream. It's so long ago. I had to get I was having my kitchen renovated, and when that first was happening, it started with like small things being like removed, adjusted, and checked out on painted and all that stuff. And that stuff in the first week had finished up by like before 4 p.m. So I always felt that like, you know, I had time to myself. That might have been when I did my last stream. And then the last 2 weeks was when the big brunt of the renovations came in, and the people were here until like 7 p.m. on average, working on stuff. So that didn't leave me a lot of time to do much of anything. It was kind of a struggle. There was a lot of inconveniences during that time, but I'm here now because it's over. I'm trying to decide if I want to draw on a horizontal canvas or a vertical canvas. When you do a vertical, it gives you there's more space for you to draw like full body things. But vertical doesn't look great on a stream or on my tablet because it fills up the screen better when it's horizontal. So I'm like, it's always a struggle to figure out how I want it. What if I do? I say this as if I have any plans. I have no plans on what I'm going to be drawing today. The few times that I've been trying to draw, nothing's been sticking. Honestly, the only thing that stuck vaguely was the thumbnail from today. So I guess if there's like if there's an intent with the drawing that I have, then maybe something comes out that I'm like okay with. But like, if you were to see my folder of art, it's a bunch of really shitty doodles, like shitty rough doodles. And I'm a big doodler, but these are really like shit doodles. Like, it's honestly, I should just deleted them. You can always zoom in closer. Yeah, but like it's different when I want to be able to see like the entire canvas, you know, fill up the entire screen, but it's just a personal thing. But if I zoom in, I could work my way, go from in to like out or something. I don't know. I haven't really decided. I was telling myself that like recently the drawings that I have been doing have been really close up, and there's kind of been like bust height, not full body. And then I was wondering, like, do I even know how to draw a full body anymore? So I tried to, and then it was looking kind of funky. So I'm pretty rusty when it comes to drawing. So we're just gonna go ahead and just draw whatever the heart feels like putting down on canvas and just work from there. I wish I can just be like just constantly drawing. To be honest, I don't really know how I spend my time when I'm not drawing. I'm still playing Car Shop Sim, which I'm surprisingly like close to 100%ing in terms of achievements. I didn't expect it, but it's coming through. It's just a matter of like RNG now. But aside from that, I haven't really been doing much of anything. The kitchen renovation stuff was kind of throwing me off because the way it would work, my schedule was that I'd get up at 8. I go out somewhere to go buy breakfast, coffee, and also lunch, or some sort of like lunch to hold me over, because while they're working in the kitchen, I can't like cook or heat up anything. So I'm just basically holed up in my room, occasionally coming out to either use the bathroom or to check on the progress of things. And sometimes, and by sometimes I mean most of the times, whatever I bought for lunch was usually just like a little small sandwich or like bread or like some small thing. It's not really enough to hold me over until like 6 or 7 whenever they leave. So I'm left kind of just like starving or like munching on a bunch of fucking snacks. And I'm like miserable. I was like so badly I wanted my kitchen back. It was so rough. Oh my god. But you know, ultimately it's finished, and the people who did the renovations for me also helped me to fix some other small things that I wasn't capable of doing myself, like lights and stuff. So I got myself a new kitchen. I got working lights. I have my just most importantly, I have my kitchen. I'm just so glad I have a kitchen, a kitchen that I can make access with. And they basically finished up on Monday, and timing wise, it worked out because Tuesday, the following day, was Lunar New Year's. What does TCG endgame include? Does it change the gameplay in some way? No. There is no end game to it. It's a simulator game. Most simulator games don't really have an end game to it. You just play until you get bored of it. My idea of the end game is to either get every single card that's available in the game or to get all the achievements, which in order to get an achievement, the last achievement that I haven't gotten yet is I have to sell a card for over $100,000 or something. And the only way to do that is to, I think, I had to get something that they call a ghost foil card or something. A full art ghost foil card. Which I think when I was reading in the discussions, looking up like how to get it, the odds of getting it are like 1 in 10,000 or something. It's some, you know, some ridiculous number because obviously it's card openings. So I've been opening up a lot of packs, trying to hopefully get it, but to no avail. Did the kitchen come out well? It came out good. There's like some minor things that will drive me insane till the day I die, but it's not something that anyone can really do about it unless you like replace the floor tiles or tear down a wall. Just things that aren't quite like aligned and straight or parallel. But it's mostly good. I'm mostly happy with it. I'm not gonna complain, especially if the problem is that towards the end, even if I did have any like complaints or concerns about certain things, the last thing I would ever want is for them to prolong the renovations and for them to keep working on it even longer. I was just like, I don't like. There might be some very minor things that I'm not happy about, but I'm like, no, trying to fix any of that would mean that you guys are gonna be here even longer, and I really like, you know, I appreciate their hard work and they were good to me, but I really wanted them just out of my house. I was like, I appreciate y'all, and there are maybe some things I can have you guys help me out, but I'm like, I don't fucking care. Leave. You're overstaying your welcome in my kitchen, even if I'm paying you to do this. I don't care. The most important things that the main things that I needed done was to replace the countertop because the old one was cracked, and to replace our sink because the sink was installed oddly and it also had a history of leaking. So now we have a new sink. That's better. Endgame in a sense that it's more automated, so you have more optimizing sort of tasks. Well, I mean, I have workers. They're manning the registers, and then ones that stock the shelves and everything. The card, I mentioned that in the game there's like these machines that now they can open packs for you. Like the largest machine can open up like 128 packs, like with a quote. There's like a timer, and it opens up after a couple of in-game hours, which is helpful. But I have a sort of system that I want them to be added into the machines. Like how do I say this? I dispense? No. How do I say? I load the card packs into the machines in a specific way that I cannot have my workers do for me, so that then it can be fully automated. So my main job is to do that, and also to put together bulk packs to sell of all the lower price cards, so that I can still make some decent money, and also deal with all the cards that I don't make use of and all that stuff. Anyway, it doesn't really matter to the to people who like who don't play the game. It's really just like filler because there's currently not really any games that are holding my attention too much. Like I've since stopped playing Hollow Knight. I've stopped playing Balaltro. There's not really any games that are holding my attention at this moment. Just haven't been feeling up to it. Yeah, the main aspect of the game is obviously to open packs and get rare cards and all that stuff. But for me, and that is one of the things that I enjoy doing, but I still also really just enjoy working at the register and checking people out. I like doing it quick, just like counting up all the change, using my head to do the math. So I do a little bit of whatever I feel like doing. But I am also just patiently waiting for a game to kind of hold my attention. a new game to hold my attention. It isn't like I don't have any games to play. I do have games to play. They I still have that one rhythm game that I haven't played yet on stream. Bits and Bop. And then the DLC for the Gator game came out a couple of days ago, and I bought that. That I still have to play. That I have to look into at some point. There's a lot of long games that part of me vaguely has thought about like just like filming it and playing it on my own rather than streaming it, since I don't want to commit to a time to stream, since I can't because I'm la baby. But I don't know. I haven't quite figured it out. Right now I'm just kind of living day by day without too much thought. But now that the renovation stuff is dealt with, and also New Year's happened, things should have more time for things. Not that New Year's took up. Well, New Year's did take up time. I didn't expect to see as much people as I did yesterday. It wasn't that much people, but I wasn't expecting to see much at all. Got the demo for Bits and Bop. It's good. I played like one level in it, and it was good. It's very, very Rhythm Heaven reminiscent. What the fuck do I want? I always default to them. I'm trying to think of what kind of pose she could be doing. Nah, whatever. A part of me thought that yesterday, since my mom didn't have work yesterday, that she would just be spending time with her family for the day, and then I could just be at home, because I took a half day off of work yesterday. I could just be at home with myself, and then like potentially stream. But then they ended up coming over to my place, to our place, I guess. Had one set of family come over and then leave, and then we had another set of family come over and then overstay their welcome a little bit, but we won't talk about that. And then they left, and then for dinner my sister came over and had dinner. And I was like, there's a lot of people to see. But honestly, for when it's New Year's, the last thing you should be really doing is fucking hiding out in your room and streaming. It's supposed to be a family gathering, so I'm glad I got to see them. Even if they be saying stupid shit like, "Ego Dago, we're gonna finding yourself a husband. We're gonna finding a husband. You go get yourself a husband." So now that I have a mortgage, the next thing that they want to focus on is for me to fucking find a man. Like, why can't you just let me have something for a bit? Why do you always have to find something for me to do? It's like, what and then what? I know that if I found a husband, it'll be like, I have a kid, get me married, get me the man. Not find a hobbit, find a husband. But I'm saying it stupidly, so that it's understandable why you think I said hobbit. Because I said hubbin. I swear, these people can never be happy. Just like, leave me alone. I'm under an immense amount of debt. Isn't that enough? Isn't that enough in this world? It's like they can't focus on someone else, so they have to focus on me. Like, my cousin has her own place too, and she's already married and she has her kid. My sister is kind of similar to me in that we're kind of like a lost cause, but they think that there's still a chance with me. My brother is engaged, and he's making moves for his future soon, which I don't think he'd care if I said it, but I also don't feel like saying it, so I'm not gonna say it. But he's got some things in his future work coming up. Yeah, I guess I said. I don't know. I just feel like it's just like, who cares? Who cares? Who cares? I'm not, I'd like, there's nothing to be gained at this point finding someone aside from just getting people to shut up and leave me alone. I feel like I just have everything to lose if I have to find a partner at this point. This is the same sort of thing that I say every time I stream, whenever I talk about my life. So I don't know why it's like a, what do you call it when something just constantly repeats? It's like a record skipping, or what? I sound like a broken record. That's what it is. That's the saying. So let's talk about something else. What else is there to talk about? I'm rereading Bleach for the first time. I've read Bleach. I thought I had read the entirety of Bleach, and I maybe I did, but I've also never like reread it very recently, or recently at all. I only ever read the series once, and then I grew so tired of it at the end that I kind of just like blazed through it without really caring about it, and then I didn't like it. But I decided to reread it because it's a classic. It had been so long. But Bleach at the beginning is actually a really solid... It had a really solid start. Just like the fact that like having a main character that's actually like responsible. Well, not responsible. Well, he's like responsible in that he cares for his family, and he's not like a complete dunce, an idiot like Naruto and like Luffy and all them. And he's not like a clumsy like oaf. He doesn't make a fool of himself. He's just like kind of like a mild delinquent who like he does like get into fights, but he's not the one picking them, you know. He's like the Ichigo's a good guy. It's really because like when reading Naruto, the beginning of Naruto is pretty like, I don't know if maybe it's because I've read it so much, but I think that the beginning of Naruto is pretty like dated in that like you can tell it's like old school like manga type of feel. Like some of the gags and some of the pacing a little bit is kind of like and all that. But with the Bleach, it's surprisingly still pretty solid. Nice pacing, nice humor. All the things that develop between Rukia and Ichigo. It's pretty good. And now we're in the Soul Society arc, which was like where I really enjoyed the series. But the introduction to Ichigo's friends, Chad and Orihime, and then his sisters, his dad, and hearing his backstory a little bit. It's either I never knew or I had just completely forgotten about it, but I was like, man, this is a good story. This is a good thing going on here. And now we're in the Soul Society area, or Soul Society arc, which I think I was more familiar with because I was subscribed to Shonen Jump for a while, which is the monthly magazine that we had gotten that has like the chapter. Is it monthly? I guess it has to be monthly because all my magazines are months. It must be monthly. I think in Japan it was weekly though, or it is weekly, and then here in America when they were releasing it was monthly. But they were in the Soul Society arc in those, and that's probably when I was reading them. I was like, oh, this is familiar. It would explain why in the beginning I wasn't familiar with Bleach stuff. Anyway, I do know that if you were watching the anime though, like with all animes, the thing that turns people off would be the fillers. The Bleach fillers were fucking atrocious. There was just like this one stint of like a bunch of like shitty fucking fillers in Bleach that turned me off of watching the anime so hard when I was still watching anime. Oh my god, it was so bad. That's pretty good. I'm like worried. I'm concerned for when it gets into the next arcs after Soul Society, because I'm pretty sure that's when I started like my interest was waning because it's only because someone on the internet had once said that the premise of Bleach is just about like you saving a girl in every arc or something like that. And it happened with Rukia, and then it happened with Orihime, and I was like, you know, they kind of got a point. You are really just honestly constantly saving a girl from something. It's kind of the same thing. But, I don't know. Now that I'm older, more mature, I'll be able to read it with an open mind. And I'll see if it's really as bad as I thought it was when I was younger. But people love the characters in the arc after Soul Society. I forget what it's called. Those are the characters with Grim Joe and Uli Kororo or whatever his name was. They all had weird spelling names. But for now I'm enjoying Soul Society. The art in Bleach is just also very like strong too. It's really even in the beginning, the first couple of chapters and everything, it's pretty good. Whereas like Naruto, it took a while for it to really develop into an art style that I enjoy. I should, you know, I was just drawing this naked person. I should probably put some clothes on her before I get flagged, even though there's nothing happening. What is the worst filler Bleach story episode? I don't remember. They introduced, so there's these things. They were kind of like they created these like souls. They're not like real people. They're just like, what do you call them? Experiments or something like that. That the premise, they were conducting like an experiment or something where they wanted to have these souls placed into dead bodies to have them like be controlled or something. I forget the premise. And in the manga, from what I remember, I could be remembering wrong, but in the manga, there was only one character that came about this experiment thing. And he takes on mostly the shape of like a little stuffed lion. Can I draw him from memory? Like that. Like that. Nope. Some ugly, well, it's not ugly, something like this. His name is Kon in the manga. But in the anime, I think they introduced like two other ones. One was like a blue plushie and the other was like a insert different color plushie. I don't remember. I don't recall them being in the manga, but they introduced two new ones so that they can continue doing like any like comedy shticks or whatever with them because they acted whatever. I remember being annoyed by that. I don't really fully remember how bad the fillers were. I have a vivid memory of one of the characters. Like, I don't remember exactly what they look like, but it's the red hair, Renji, whatever. He just looked really ugly, like this, and then like they had the outfits, and then they had like really like it was just really ugly. Because, you know, sometimes with some episodes you just can't really have like the best animations, the best looking stuff. So they had a really rough looking. I can't remember. I just can't remember. It's been like probably like 2 decades at this point, almost. I just remember thinking it was so ugly, and I remember just hating it all. So I gave up on it. As for why they're bad, I don't remember. Story-wise, I don't remember why. As with Naruto, I remember the ostrich. That one I hated. The fucking talking ostrich. Or the one where like fucking Naruto falls down from the roof of a house or something like that and he pees on one of the girls by accident. But the ostrich one is the one that fucking drove me insane with Naruto. Why did the ostrich talk? I don't know. All I knew is that he talked and he had a bow tie. Why did he do what he did? I don't remember. I honestly don't remember what his whole deal was. I just remembered he was like always picking on fights with Naruto because everyone does. Honestly, I wish I could just erase it from my memory. But, you know, the thing about that filler is that it didn't happen in the manga. so I didn't have to worry about reliving it when I read the manga. There were some good. The thing is, there like, you know, there were bad fillers, but there were also some decent fillers. Like one of the best fillers in Naruto is like my favorite episode where they're trying to unmask Kakashi, and there's like this whole silly thing that happens, like a bunch of silly stuff happens. So fillers can be fun, neat to watch. There was also some like decent fillers with like, there's one that was about eating curry. I don't remember if that storyline was good, but I remember there being curry. And some of the reactions to eating the curry was just funny because it was like too spicy or something. There's also one where like, this is gonna sound weird. I just have memories of like Hinata being naked. She was dancing or something. I didn't like it because she was naked. I just remember there were like nice moments between her and Naruto doing some stuff. He wasn't involved with her being naked, but I think she was practicing something by like a waterfall, and it was like she was silhouetted. I just kind of remember that. I just remember it looking like it was like a pretty scene. Not necessarily because she was naked, but just because it was in the moonlight, and I like Hinata. I don't think she was naked. I think she was just wearing something skin tight. Like her silhouette made it look like she was naked. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. She wasn't actually naked. I should have clarified. It looked like she was naked because of the silhouette. She was practicing gentle fist. Yeah, that would make sense. That's all she knows. And Daisha has a better memory than me. I'm a failure. I'm a Naruto failure. I'm a fake fan. My For You page on Twitter has also started showing me a lot of like Naruto tweets. I used to curate my For You page in order to show a lot of art, and sometimes now it's just it only occasionally shows me art of things, and then now a lot of like tweets about certain discourse or like anime stuff, and I'm just like, I mean, I didn't ask for this, but I guess I might as well just like read and see what people say. And sometimes some of the things that people like say, I'm surprised are still being said to this day about like how the way like Naruto ended, how like certain characters interacted, and how, you know, they're trying to like cope with the fact that certain like this and that character interacted in a loving way even though it really wasn't, and they're just like reading too deep into it and blah blah blah. I'm like, it's 2026 and people are still having this conversation about like this sort of conversation, when I feel like Naruto, I guess people still really like Naruto, I'm sure. It's just surprising to see that people still talk about Naruto in a way like how it was back in like 26, like not 2016, like 2014 or 2016, I guess. You checked out the pain fight. Not the worst place to check out, honestly. The whole arc after Pain was kind of like, the whole war thing was just kind of a. It wasn't bad. Just a lot of magic and the chosen one type of like things that happen. It's always someone's first time. It's true. It's true. There's someone on Twitter whose tweets keep showing up for me that they were watching One Piece for the first time. Some guy named Young Jeff. I think he might be a rapper based on the name, but I'm not 100% sure. But he's been tweeting very excitedly about One Piece. So that's nice. They padded out the fight with pain. Oh, in the anime? Like they added things to it that was not in the manga? I wouldn't know. It just always feels like kind of like a cop-out when you have like these big giant fights with someone who you've been like, that's been your enemy for like a long time, and you just kind of end it with just like words. Like, obviously, it's a pacifist thing. You don't want to hurt people because their reasonings for wanting to do the thing is, like, kind of, like, valid and, you know, trying to have a mutual understanding and blah, blah, blah. But it always just seems like a bit of a letdown when that happens. Especially since, like, the way it was resolved, it kind of didn't really, like... I don't really know if Naruto ever really achieved what he had said he would do. I kind of did, but I kind of didn't. Whatever. It also posed a question that's like impossible to really like achieve when, because the premise of the pain fight was the Akatsuki, or the main leader of Akatsuki, Pain. His whole like motive for doing what he was doing was to like to stop what was it, how do you say it, stop war, stop fighting, peace. How do you stop wars? Wars always happen. When there's a will, there's a war. I kind of forget exactly what he said, but Naruto's solution to that was he was gonna find a way that everyone could get along. There'd be no war, no fighting, no killing, and stuff like that. And in a way, Naruto sort of achieved that by having all the 5 nations get together for the war to stop a big man who was being very persistently evil. And you know, I think I completely lost my train of thought with that, so I'm just gonna ignore. I'm gonna pretend that I finished my thought and I'll move on with my life. Hurt every nation so bad that no one would dare to ever attack anyone again. Sure. Hi, sorry. This drawing looks stupid. There, I said it. I was working... I was about to delete everything. Is this salvageable in a way that I would like it? Let me think. I don't know. This is what happens when you don't plan anything. Go just do my default and just zoom in to focus on the face. Fuck the body. You're not seeing any thighs today. Everyone drops their conflict to go deal with the guys. Yeah. Man. The whole, like, premise of them wanting to put everyone under a fucking illusion for the rest of time to make it seem like they're living the perfect life. Also stupid. Also silly, also dumb, also a waste of time. But enough of Naruto. What else is there to talk about these days? Has anything exciting been happening? I really honestly can't think of anything that isn't like that isn't bad. I'll drink some water. That stupid Kaguya thing. That Kaguya being the big villain at the end. Honestly, it's stupid. Well, I guess like she came out looking like the baddie, but I actually don't. I think the actual person that was bad was like that shadow that was hiding in her cloak or whatever. He came out seeming like the one that was like kind of manipulating her. So maybe she wasn't like bad, but also she was just kind of lame for a final boss. Dot hack. I saw a lot of people. I saw a lot of people excited for that. I've never played it myself, so I have no feelings on dot hack. But I saw a lot of people being like, "New dot hack." So that's good. I'm glad you kids can enjoy your dot hacks. Whenever that comes out. I think I remember having something that was related to dot hack though. I can't remember if it was a game or an anime or something. But that really means nothing because I literally can't remember what it was. I just remember owning something related to dot hack. Dot hack sign? That sounds familiar. I saw that for New Year's or Lunar New Year's that level 5 posted like an illustration of Professor Layton and Luke. I think they were also celebrating. I feel like I remember them holding the 1-5 balloon. Is it like 15 years since the inception of Professor Layton? Might have also been their anniversary too or whatever. Which, you know, on the surface it's nice to see some recognition for Professor Layton and stuff since they had a new game. There's supposed to be a new game that's coming, but after the whole kerfuffle about level 5 admitting that they're using AI to generate stuff, whether it's like assets or whatever, I don't know. It's people on my feed were wondering like, oh, did you use AI to like generate this Layton photo? Like, are you using AI to do the Professor Layton games and stuff like that? So, you know, whether I play it or not, that's always gonna be the back of my mind. But since they're still kind of pushing me to use AI for work, it's kind of like, there's no escaping this. We're all falling into the hands of AI, whether you like it or not. I'm trying to figure out what could it possibly take for AI to finally like crumble and go down. It doesn't seem like the amount of water waste and electricity usage is deterring people from using it anyway. What would sway people to not use it, right? I feel like at this point it's like too ingrained in people's fucking minds that it doesn't seem like it's ever gonna go away. Losing tons of money? I mean... Oh, well, I don't know. Aren't they gonna start... I think they said they were gonna start showing ads or something for ChatGPT. Which... You know... I guess. They're gonna start making money from there. Don't you? And also, well, I was gonna say, yeah, I think you have to pay to use things like ChatGPT. You have to be like subscribed or something. But I guess that the cost for that doesn't really, deter people from using it to the point where it's costing them more, costing the company more money than they are making money. So if they make the subscription service is like $1 million, people are probably still gonna spend that money, but maybe significantly less. I don't know. Waiting for the whole like country to just really be stupid, relying on ChatGPT for everything and not learn a single thing anymore. Oops. So anyway, if I what was I gonna say? I was gonna say if I was maybe, just maybe, if I really can't bring myself, if I can't find anything to keep me occupied, I might just end up doing some recording sessions of games that will take me hours to play and just do it, not streaming. Because I just like don't feel like drawing during my free time, and I find myself being bored. I need to find something to occupy my brain a little. I have all these games that I buy and I don't play. I need to play them eventually. I miss playing games. I miss being able to enjoy games. I keep erasing things from this. I think it's gonna get to a point where I'm just gonna erase the entire thing. I gotta do something with my life. I gotta do more, man. Free time as a rare resource is true, and I'm in a lucky position where I have that. I just wish I could make better use of it. Maybe I should open up commissions. That'll force me to draw. I don't know if anyone would do that. I don't know if anyone would want to commission me for anything, though. Someone asked if I was open to commissions. But I don't know. Who has money? Who has money for that? Who has money to commission people anymore? Especially when you have things like fucking AI generating all the things that people who would have spent money to do. A YouTube request / stream? Oh no. Well, the commission thing was it was Chris that asked me about it. But if you enjoy gaming all day, just do so. Well, I was saying that I don't have any games that are currently taking my attention or keeping or there's currently no games that are holding my attention to make me want to play it all day long. Is what I'm saying. I don't have anything that would occupy my time in a way that makes it feel like, you know, I'm doing something with my time, even if it's like not productive type of thing. Is what I was saying. Maybe I should just have like, because streaming is, I've said it, like streaming is one of the ways that forces me to draw, because then I like, you know, I have to keep my attention set on drawing and not get distracted by anything. Maybe I should just stream sometimes without mic, or stream with no intention of like being entertaining. I've definitely said this before. This sounds familiar coming out of my mouth. I'm fucking so I'm mad boring. I got nothing going on, man. What a boring individual I make. Just do so. Yeah, you know what? You're so right. The visual novel thing, I already forgot about it. I told you that once that stream was over, that I was gonna forget about it. I always have these passing thoughts. I think I'm like too old to hold any like interest in things for a long term. I'm old. I'm like those people now that, like, you know, you start off young and very creative and inspired by a lot of things, and you try to do so much art, and then you grow up putting on like a business suit and you go off to your 9-to-5 job and you forget about your creative side. I'm becoming one of those. Any interest in Dangan 2x2? I don't know. I don't really want to buy the game, especially because, you know, I bought the game on Steam. That was what we played on stream on the Visnomatics channel, whatever. And then I bought the games again when they released it. I forgot what it was released for. But they released like it came with like a steel tin can that had like the 3 main characters on the front pointing at it. Not they weren't pointing at each other. They were pointing like 1, 2, 3. I forgot what the reason for that release was. It came with like a school management type game, or like a summer vacation game. Switch release. Maybe that's what it was. That would make sense. But I don't even think I ever played that thing that it came with. But Michelle also told me that it wasn't very good, so I didn't really try to. I don't want to have to buy the game again in some form. I don't want to have to buy the game a 3rd time. I feel like that kind of thing can only happen with like Ace Attorney. I feel like I would only allow myself to do that with Ace Attorney. Which, I say that, but I think they just announced there's a full-ass collection of all the Ace Attorney games now on Steam or something like that for like a low price. I feel like I remember that was what the tweet said, and I'm like, nice try, I'm not buying the game again. It's the board game thingy on V3. As in for the thing that I was talking about? Not 2x2, right? I actually don't even fully know what 2x2 is, like, the new things are. I saw the announcement and I briefly, like, looked into it, but I kind of, like, forgot everything. Like, there's not, like, actually, like... I know the sprites are animated, sort of. Like, they move around a little bit now. And there's, like, some things that are different, but I don't fully know the extent of, like, how different it's gonna be. It's not like a full new game. They're just rehashing certain things in the second game, or whatever. I don't know. Chris did ask if we wanted to cover that. And I'm like... I'm sure in a moment I'd probably be okay with it, but I feel like I might be too old. You guys, I'm old. I don't know, man. 2 apparently has the main game, but also alternate scenario. Like one spot in the game, you do something different, and the story changes completely. Interesting. But like, if it changes something in like, if it changes like a certain scenario, it doesn't mean that it changes the entire like the entire story of the game, though, right? Like you're not gonna, it's not gonna be like a different route where like things at the end will change. At the end of the story, the end of the game would change, right? Or would it? Like, would you have different killers or something like that? I remembered I had recently rewatched the video of us playing Danganronpa 2 where it was the chapter where we were in the fun house and everyone was being starved inside. And this is where Nekomaru died. Rip a good one. Also spoilers, whatever, if anyone cared. Completely different route. Interesting. I don't know. I guess we'll have to see how we'll see the reviews when they come in. I wonder. I think Michelle said she was gonna buy it. As for whether she plays through it all, I don't know. I remember seeing on the Twitter when they announced the pre-order deal and how like it's apparently gonna be like $140. I was like, that's really expensive. That's so expensive. All for you to get like 2 figurines and a bucket hat. I was like, that's so expensive. Different cases, different victims, different killers. That's kind of like so interesting. It's be interesting to see how they deal with that. Or is it kind of like similar to how like in the demo for the first game, was it a demo? Yeah, demo, I think. In the first game, the original person that died wasn't actually Sayaka, but it was I was about to call him Tony. What's his name? The big haired guy. Hero? No. Hero? Why did I get Tony? Who the fuck is Tony? What the hell? What's his name? Do I remember the characters' names in Danganronpa? Danganronpa 1 consists of Makoto Naegi, Kyoko Kirigiri, Byakuya Togami, Toko Fukawa, Hamu, Hiro, yeah? Hamu, oh shit, what's his name? What the hell's his name? Hifumi. I remembered. There's Taka, Mondo, Chiaki, Celeste, Junko, Mukuro. Oh, Sakura's there too. Asahina. I can't remember this one's name. I'm not looking at the chat because I don't want to be told. I'm trying to figure this out. Tony. Well, he's just gonna be Tony now. Hero. Haru. Alright, give up. What's his name? Oh, it's funny. No one said in the chat. He's a clairvoyant. Oh my god, what the hell is his name? Oh my god, I can't believe it. How did I remember everyone's name? Okay, he was originally thought to have been the killer of somebody because their names was similar to someone else's name. Is it Hero? Is it? It's not Hero. It's because Celeste's real name was close to his name. I can't believe I've forgotten this guy's. He was one of the survivors of the first game. How did I forget his name? Oh, it'll come to me eventually. It'll come to me someday. The second game, Second game had Hajime Hinata, Chiaki. No! Oh, Chihiro's in the first game. Chiaki's the second game. Chiaki Nanami, Nakido Komaeda, Sonya Nevermind, Kazuichi Soda, Teru Teru. I don't remember his last name. Nekomaru Nida, Akane Owari, Ibuki, Sayonji. Who's Sayonji? Who's Sayonji? What's the name of the little girl? Hiyoko Sayonji, I think. And then there's nurse Mikan I think is Mikan or something like that. Fuyuhiko and Gundam. It is Mikan, okay. Second one I can remember a little bit better because second one was the one I liked the most. And then the imposters there, and then you had oh, what's the name of Hinata's alter ego or other person? Something with A. He had like really stupid long hair. He had a really long name. Nope, I don't remember. Something with an A, I think. I can't remember it. That's enough. The third game. Third game I might not remember that well. Kaide Akamatsu, Suichi Saihara, Kaito Momota, Kokichi Oichi. What the hell is Kokichi's last name? I don't remember. Hiyoko. Tenko, Kurumi, Ryoma, Gonta. I got my eyes closed. Who else is there? Oh, the creep who liked the sister. Shinguji, Shinyuji, Shinmonika, Angie, Maki. I don't remember her full name. I just remember Kaito called her Maki. Kibo, Tsumugi, Miyu. Was that everyone? That might have been everyone from Dangan 3. I still can't remember the other guys. I still can't remember Big Head's name. I'm gonna look it up. I'm looking it up. That's enough. Dangan Rampa. Is his name Hiro? Yasuhiro. Oh my god. Hagakure. Well, do they call him Yasuhiro in the game? Maybe they call him Hiro in the game. I don't know. Whatever. I was close. I was a quarter of the way there. And I remember most of their names. I remember the names of those that were important to me. Which doesn't sound great because I remember the characters' names of people that I didn't think were important. What's important is that I got what is important is that I got Nagito's name, I got Byakuya's name, and I got Kaede and Shuichi's name. God, that was so long ago when we played that game, those games. We were really dedicated to playing all those almost every week. Crazy stuff. Time flies. Time flies when you're a degenerate or something, I don't know. Why were we talking about? Oh, we were talking about what, like, games and stuff. Oh, I forgot about Mahiru! Mahiru in the second game. Not that it matters. I think that should be everyone now at this point. I should have counted. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna get 2x2. I guess it depends. I don't know how much is the game itself. Probably gonna be like 50? 60? 100? 50? My money's on 50. I remember like a while ago too, I was in the middle of replaying Danganronpa 2. I think I was replaying it on my Switch. I got pretty far, and then I stopped at some point. I think I stopped at the fun house. But I think I was trying to like get all the pets or something. I was working really hard towards that on the Tamagotchi. Dangan 2x2 is not going to be. I'm assuming. How do you pronounce it? Is it 2x2? 2 times 2? 2x2? 2x2? So many ways that you could pronounce it, but that's only going to be on the Switch too, right? And Steam, I'm guessing. Like it's not going to be on the Switch, right? 2x2. Okay. If anything, they should have had a released a pre-order bundle that came with a game and also a 2x2 like wooden plank. I haven't played my Switch in so long. There hasn't been anything on there that I cared to play, except occasionally when I was playing Suika game with my mom, because my mom got really addicted to Suika game at one point. She plays that and also Animal Crossing for fishing. Oh, it is coming out on the Switch? I'm kind of surprised it's coming out on the Switch. Did it say what price yet? Since you're already looking? I don't even know what price game. I don't even know what prices games are these days. Like big games, since I've been only focusing on like buying games that are like less than like maybe $20 these days. Physical copy price. Okay. Find out in due time, I guess. I'm gonna assume it's like 50 or 60 though. Boo boo boo. So I hope everyone's been well. I hope everyone's been well so far this year. I know we're like towards the end of like February and all, but I hope this year has been well for y'all. You know what? I haven't. I mean, it's not really my place to share. I kind of. Well, whatever, I guess. So a few weeks ago, I had posted a thing on Blue Sky mentioning that I had heard news of somebody that I was familiar with, but I wasn't like. Oh, I was acquainted with. I heard some sad news about them. And without giving too much details, the person who sold their place to me that I'm living in right now, they had unexpectedly like passed away a few weeks ago. And it came as a really big shock because he was still quite young. And the manner in which I heard about it was also very shocking because it was the person who was doing my kitchen renovations was familiar with them. So he had gone to their funeral. So after the funeral, he had came back to my place to continue working on stuff. And then he said, "Oh, the funeral that I went to, do you know who it was? It was them. The previous owner." And I was like, "What?" Yes, below 50. Below 40, in fact. It was just like a crazy unexpected event, I guess. I don't know, because I was still occasionally getting their mail because they hadn't quite like changed their mailing address for everything. And at one point before sometime in January or whatever, I had saw him and I gave him like a bulk of the mail that showed up, and we were chatting a bit. And he was like offering like, "Hey, if you like need help with like switching out the lights and stuff like that," because I was letting him know that I was having trouble with it. He was like, "Just let me know and I can help you replace them, like, you know, free of charge and blah blah blah." And I was like, "That's, you know, that's a very nice thing to offer," kind of thing. Even though he holds no responsibility for anything in the house anymore, but he offered to do it for free or whatever. And I was thinking that I was going to reach out to him at some point to give him more of his mail and also to ask about the light stuff. So then hearing that he passed away, I was like, "Oh, what the fuck?" Super shocking. The reason for his passing, which I had learned about like later on, is really sad, especially because the reason why they sold this place was they had to buy a house because they had taken in his parents and his wife's parents because they had fled from Ukraine because of all the stuff that's been going on there. So they had to buy a bigger place for them and also his kids and everything. So they were working towards just like having like a big place for his family and everything. So now that he's like unexpectedly like passed and everything, it's like, oh shit, that fucking sucks. You never know, man. You never know. I think at the very least, like obviously, you know, it's not replaceable, but like to my understanding, both him and his wife were business owners, and in terms of money, they'll probably be okay. But obviously, you know, it's still a very difficult thing. Yeah, it's insane that the war with Ukraine and Russia is still going on. It hasn't been on my radar for a bit because been a bit preoccupied with domestic news stuff. That's the thing about like war and all that. I don't know if you're ever gonna come to a point where someone's gonna concede, especially when people are so like fucking stubborn with their pride and all that stuff. If you really cared enough about your people, you wouldn't even have instigated a war to begin with, I feel. So, it sucks. Yeah, it's not Ukraine that I was talking about. I'm more so talking about like Russia. Because if I remember correctly in the beginning, Russia was like kind of like Ukraine kind of had the upper hand and stuff, right? Or at least it made it seem like Ukraine had like better chances because people were on their side and obviously and all that stuff. But regardless of how bad it seemed that Ukraine was like, you know, how bad it seemed that that Russia was like doing in terms of morale and all that stuff. I don't know. Just feels like after you've lost so many like resources and people and I guess negative press, I don't know, or press in general, but I don't know. At what point, what would it take for would it take for someone like Putin to ever like concede, you know? What would it take aside from like a threat on his life, which, you know, would have been probably impossible. As someone who's not super well versed in all the going-ons with the wars and stuff, and basically anything that's happening outside of the US. Honestly, I'm not even super well versed with the things happening in the US because I've become so numb to it. I'm like, I can't contribute. I can't contribute to the conversation in a way that would be meaningful. In my head, all I know is that bad people are bad. Bad people are bad, and the people who don't deserve to suffer are the ones suffering for the actions of the bad people that are bad. I remember when we didn't have to worry about what's south of the border. Yeah, I remember when like our biggest concern was like actually I don't remember anything. I remember nothing. I don't remember what the biggest concern was with America before all this shit happened. I guess racism was always a thing. Americans just are... There's just too many of us. There's just too many of us. There's too many opinions. There's too many people that are just simply not unwilling to learn. There's too many people. Eradicate like half the population at least. I'm trying to figure out what to do with this person's hand. Because it looked weird when she had her hands down for the picture, but I also don't know what the hell to do with her. Thanks for stopping in, Nightshade. I would say you shouldn't be slacking off at work, but also I slack off plenty at work, so I can't... I'm in no position to speak. Trying to gauge. What can I do here? Okay. Gives me hope that I know that US people are as common, blah, 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 level-headed and benevolent. Yeah, there's plenty of people that are like, you know, that are good. But the problem is that when you're like good, you don't normally try to like start anything. You get relatively complacent with things, right? I guess in a way. And then the people who want bad or greedy or whatever, they're the ones that go forward and try to do things to further push their agenda for things or whatever. And then the people who are like good are trying their best to try to protect the good and try to hold on to what they deem right. But then you have the people who speak for us who don't want to rock the boat, and then the people who do end up rocking the boat do it without any care about what the people think. What am I saying? I don't even know what I'm saying. I think I'm just parroting what a lot of people say on the internet, and I'm just trying to accumulate it into my head as to just to say it, the general consensus of what I believe in. But because I'm not putting any thought into it, I'm just saying it as I'm doing something. I'm just rambling. I don't even know if my thoughts are coming across correctly. You know, part of me is glad that I don't have a sizable audience, because he's saying the wrong thing. I could be saying things that could be misconstrued so wrong, but I could also be also be someone that says things wrong, says things that are bad intentionally, and then get hounded for it. and then try to backtrack into stupid. Sorry, I'm saying that all to lead to that one specific. There was like a person, like a big Twitch streamer or something, who said that like her audience, someone in her audience like asked what her thoughts on ICE was or something, and her response to it, instead of saying fuck ICE, was just something like, oh, you know, you shouldn't be coming into someone's stream and asking for their political opinions on things about ICE and whatever and all that stuff. So like, she gave some stupid ass answer, and then when people were clowning on her for it, she tries to make up a lie excuse, being like, oh, I thought we were talking about like ice, like frozen water ice and blah blah blah. It's like, damn, really, people really just be letting other people get away with saying the stupidest things on the internet. You never said anything super crazy? It's probably because I'm not articulate enough to ever be able to confidently say anything crazy and be able to back it up and feel like good about it. But at the same time, I feel like my opinions are things are just as simple as be nice to one another. People deserve to live. And billionaires should give their wealth away to those in need. I don't know, that's just too political, man. Why you gotta bring politics into everything? It's such a stupid... I've always found that to be such a dumb, like, argument. I don't feel that you're that way. Yeah. I don't know. But that's where all the views and the money comes in, though. If you're a political streamer, you give controversial takes, you say all the bad things to get people to watch you, whether it's for hate views or people who are like bad people who want to support you, and then you can say the N-word in front of people, and then like you can open up a GoFundMe and then get like millions of dollars because you said the N-word to somebody and you lost your job and now you're a millionaire. It must be nice to live as a person with no shame in order to gain the gains. You do what you do, all the things that you do, you grift people with no shame in your heart. Hope my mom wasn't expecting me to make dinner. I don't know what I don't know what we're eating for dinner. Should be fine. Should be fine. Should be able to stream until 7. I should just be a fucking not a degenerate. What's the word? What's the word I'm thinking of? When you like neglect responsibility. I should just be a I keep thinking the word degenerate. That's not what I'm trying to think of, though. If I didn't care so much about helping my mom when it comes to dinner and stuff like that, I could just be streaming longer hours and just not care and let her fend for herself and be like a dipshit of a daughter, I guess. A slacker? Maybe. I think there's a specific word that I'm thinking of. There's too many words in the English language. Slacker's not quite right. It's not degen, it's not slacker, it's not a homebody. A deadbeat? Maybe deadbeat, kind of? Like, someone who just doesn't really contribute to anything. And just, like, in their own little, like, world. Kind of focusing on themselves only. If you want to be harsh, I'm always harsh, though. When have I ever not been harsh? The tism in me doesn't allow me to be more softer with my words. As my manager once said, I need to be more softer with my words. Softered my nuts? Do you think I would have said softer my nuts? Do you think I would have had nuts to talk about to soften up? It's the word. My manager, a few years this was at my old job, around the time when I first started my old job. She said it's probably due to the fact that I'm too blunt. She said I should be softer with my words. She said that in a weird way, but that's because English is not her first language, so we're gonna give her a pass on that. I think she just didn't have the right ways to word how the right way to say it correctly. In the more that, like, I should be saying things not as blunt, saying things a little bit more like around the, like, what, beating the bush kind of thing, kind of way. But I don't know. I'm just too matter of fact. I'm just trying to get to the point. It's like if someone killed someone, you're not gonna be like, well, you did something you shouldn't have done, as to, like, not hurt their feelings. Like, I'm gonna say you killed someone. What do you mean? But it's whatever. I don't think I really interact with people enough. I don't interact with new people enough to really ever warrant that being a concern. I think all the people that I interact with are people that know that I am the way I am, and it's not meant to be a malicious. It's not that I'm not meant to be. I'm not trying to be malicious when I say things in a way. I need to be more indirect with the way I say things. I need to be more like there's probably a word for it. There's probably like an HR specific term for it. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I am doing. I don't know what I am doing. Oh. Also, I think my affiliate anniversary passed. I actually thought it was today, but it doesn't look like it's today. Otherwise, I would have had a little party hat thing next to my username. I think I might have passed. But at the same time, it's like, who cares? Who cares? I think in the few years that I've been streaming on Twitch, or streaming in general, I guess, not just on Twitch, there haven't been like great strides in it since last year. What did I do last year? Last year was no, it was a year before. It was a year before that I did Amnesia. Last year I guess I didn't do anything. I don't really remember what it was. Too bad we missed it. Nah, it's fine. It's fine. In my head, I thought maybe I'd revamp things, but honestly, when I tried to revamp things, I didn't really know how. I'm not tech savvy enough to know how to revamp things for like on OBS in terms of like my overlays and emotes and all that stuff. Not emotes, but like alerts and all that stuff. So all I did was just change a few like sometimes occasionally whatever the stream element stuff pops up, I changed some of those things around. And I think that was it. That's about it. I wish I could be as committed as like Chris is with his whole like bomb bite thing. Just make a whole new persona to work with. But I don't think my content would really change all that much even if I did. That's a problem. I'm like not creative in terms of like I guess I'm just not really all that creative anymore in general. Like it's easy to say that it would be easy to say that I'm creative because I draw stuff and all that or whatever, but in terms of like new ideas and like doing anything with them, I've been pretty dry. But that's mainly because like I don't really have anything. I don't really partake in anything that would be inspirational to me to warrant doing anything creative, if that makes sense. And also the motivation. I have no motivation. Do an extreme now. I don't want to do that. I do not want to do that. I don't really like setting up things on a stream. Like, I don't want to set up things like during a stream. I'd rather it be done beforehand. Rehash old ideas. I don't know what that like. I don't know what new ideas is worth rehashing, really. I don't know if there's been any like new ideas that I've thought about long enough that would warrant going back to it. Aside from that one comic that I still want to do that I still haven't done. But that's mainly because I kind of hit a block with the how to proceed at a certain point. But that's something I have to think about more. I just like I think I don't think maybe that's the issue. It's hard. It's hard to say why I have a hard time being motivated for things. I feel like there's not really much of an excuse for it, because back then I felt like, you know, the depression stuff was keeping me from really doing much of anything. But I don't feel like that's the case nowadays. Thankfully, I'm at a point where like the mental health things have not been deterring me from doing things. It doesn't feel like I haven't been feeling like bummed out about things, like about myself kind of thing, like back then. Sorry, again, rambling, trying to figure out how to put thoughts into words. But no, I don't know, I don't really have an explanation for it. Has a mom's presence affected your motivations? See, I didn't want to say that. I had thought of it just now, that maybe it's that I'm living with a different person has made it difficult to really, because now that I'm living with my mom, and we just end up doing a lot of stuff together, and the time that could be spent in front of my computer wishing I was doing something is being spent on like being out and like touching grass, which in itself is not bad per se, but you know, I have lost a lot of time to be in front of my computer, to be like have a chance to be like creative, I guess, if we want to come up with an excuse. That's why in my head I was thinking like, you know, maybe I'll try to stream longer than an hour a week. Try to stream, maybe there'll be some weeks where I'll like tell my mom that I won't be going out with her to do stuff and that I'll stay at home to work. Because the problem is, it's hard to explain to her that like, you know, I'm not just sitting on my computer doing nothing when I'm at home. But for her, she's probably thinking that I'm wasting away in front of my computer, and I kind of am, you know? It's not like I'm doing anything like super like crazy. But for her on the surface, it's hard for her to understand that like, you know, I'm doing something that I want to do. Growing up, my mom really didn't take the time to get to know what things I was interested in or what I did and all that stuff, and I frankly didn't try to tell her. Like I'm pretty sure I said it at one point. She didn't really know that I can draw stuff until like last year, basically, when I showed it off at my aunt's place, because my cousin's kid is big on art. So by showing her drawing stuff, it basically was opening my parents to them seeing me draw. I can't fucking draw. Move this shit. I can't fucking see. There was also like a little there's like a little, it's not really a painting, it's a little canvas board that I bought from Staples, like an office supply store, that you can't, it's like a small little thing that, like a canvas board and a small little easel, and it's really cute. And I drew something on it using my old markers that I had. I didn't have any paint, but I had like markers, and I painted like a small little thing with it. It's like this, like a goldfish type of thing. And I put it next to my shoe cabinet, which is right by the front door. And it's sitting right next to a bamboo plant that my mom had bought. And she didn't really say anything about it, which I was like, okay, that's fine, whatever. And then at one point, I think it was like 2 days ago. No, it was yesterday. Yesterday? Yesterday. No, 2 days ago. 2 days ago. I had said like, oh, did you ever notice this fish here? She was like, yeah, you think I've been passing by here not noticing it, whatever? And I was like, did you know that I drew that? And she was like, you did? So she didn't know I drew it. Which, I was gonna say, to be fair, it's not an anime fish, but at the same time, why the hell would... I don't think I'm known to draw anime fishes to begin with either, so... Did she think you actually did skill-wise? Wait, then what did she think you did skill-wise? Well, I don't work... My work doesn't rely on drawings, right? My work relies on being in front of my computer doing stuff. The stuff that I do for work, it's not something that I've really shown her, except with the exception of at my old job, I had done the art for subway station like ads and stuff like that. But that doesn't really showcase like drawing skills. That showcased like graphic design type of skill set and stuff, and they were just more impressed with the fact that, wow, you got something on like the subway ads and stuff that they see all the time. But in terms of drawing, they've never really seen, my family never really saw it. I've never really showed it to them, and they never really cared to like question it, which is fine. Like I said, I actively never really like showed it off to them. I am struggling with this hand. Welcome, Tomima. Thank you. Thank you for saying it looks cute. I am struggling so hard on this hand right now, and I don't know why. Yeah, the subway ads. Doing the art for like subway ads is definitely like, it was definitely a big deal. I think it was more so due to the time crunch that I was given the ability to do it, and whether or not it actually helped, I don't know. Whether it helped to generate sales, who knows. Nowadays, because you're being bombarded with so many ads around you, you don't really pay attention to them anymore. That's why when I have ads that are about to play on stream, I think I put like a notice being like, oh, ads are about to start in whatever minutes. Don't buy anything from them. I'm just discouraging people from buying anything from the ads that play, because I don't know, how often do you see an ad on your computer and think like, I want to buy that? I feel like it can't be that often. Sorry, I thought I heard my door. I thought maybe my mom came home. Hello, Animation Q9Q, also known as Sophie or Sophie. Welcome to the stream. Oh, my mom is home. Hello, Mom. I thought I heard the door, but I didn't see the light turned on. Maybe the light turned on when I wasn't looking. Anyway, my mom's home, but I'm going to sit here and continue streaming. How are you today? I'm doing alright. Thanks for asking. Oops, this is the wrong layer. Should that? Oh, I hate this hand. I'll just hide the bulk of it on the bottom. That way you don't have to see the ugly hand. Are you an animator? I am not. So hopefully if you're trying to shill something to me, just know that I'm not interested. To save you the trouble. Beep beep beep, do do. Boom 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 boom. Okay. I was hoping I have time to color this a little bit. I mean, I technically could. Should I? Where are your boobs at? Boobies would be around here. Do I have time to color this? Put like some flats down. I don't know. Can I color in a way that I'd feel good about it? You know what I recently learned, and by recently I mean like maybe 2 days ago, that for the Chinese zodiac, if you're born on the year of whatever animal, like this year is the year of the horse, apparently if you're born on the year of the horse and it is the year of the horse, that it's actually an unlucky year for you. Like, isn't that messed up? How is it gonna be your year and then somehow be the unlucky year? That makes no sense. How's it going? Calm like a cloud. Welcome to the stream. Preposterous. It was also funny though, because my sister was born on the year of the horse, and she was the one who told me. Oh no, her and my mom told me that the whole unlucky thing. So then yesterday she had came over for dinner, and my uncle had bought a handful of scratch cards for us to like just play as like a gift thing for the New Year's or whatever. I don't think it's customary to do that, but you know, a little scratch offs, some scratch offs can't hurt. So I scratched off one and I got $20 in total, which is neat. My mom got 10, I think, and turns out my sister got nothing. And I was like, wow, it really is unlucky here for you. It was like, that's a funny way to show it, but it doesn't make any sense. How are you gonna celebrate the year, the animal that you were born as, and it somehow be unlucky? It's like celebrating your unluckiness. That makes no sense. Traditions do be wacky. Speaking of traditions too, freaking. So the reason why not Chinese New Year, sorry, I need to be more inclusive. It's Lunar New Year's. The reason why Lunar New Year's falls on like whatever arbitrary dates it wants to fall on is because it follows a different calendar than the what do you call this universal calendar that we follow? The Georgian calendar or whatever? Like the dates fall like always. The calendar that some parts of the world once followed is different. So that's why like Lunar New Year's falls on something in the February or March or January, like late January or whatever. And I'm thinking like, or I asked my mom, and I was like saying like, does anyone like still even follow the old calendar? Like actually, because everyone, I'm pretty sure you can't, right? Universally, everyone follows the same calendar. So it's like, why do we still care about the old calendar? Gregorian. I call it Georgian. I always call it Georgian. It's Gregorian, I'm guessing. Anyway. I was like, even if it's tradition, like it doesn't make any sense for us to still be following that if no one on Earth is, you know, following the calendar that way. Like, you know, you don't have like companies or whatever being like, no, today is a friggin' January 1st when it's February 17th for everyone else. And I think it also doesn't make any sense because I think this year, or was it last year? I don't remember. My mom said that like there's like 2 Octobers or something. I'm like, what does that even mean? That makes no sense. But I don't know. It's weird. And also like some days apparently it's bad luck to get married during a certain month. Like the calendars that we have at home, or the calendar we have at home, has like little little notes on certain days being like, this is a good day to get married, or this is a good day to make a choice in life, or some shit like that. Kind of like a horoscope type of thing. Because my brother is looking to have the whole thing where they sign the papers legally to be married or whatever. And he was trying to figure out what days would be best. And the day that originally he was going to choose, according to my mom, is like, this is not a good day to get married. This is a bad day to get married. He needs to get married on a different day. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, what the hell does that even mean? What does it matter? But it makes it very inconvenient. And I think my friend at one point, before she got married, she was gonna schedule to have it on a certain, oh no, it was her or sister, I can't remember. So, someone's gonna was planning on getting married on a certain year or something, but like, you shouldn't be getting married on the same, like, if you're like the year of the tiger or whatever, you shouldn't get married on the year of the tiger. Because again, the unlucky thing, I'm guessing. Congrats for your brother. Oh, thank you. I'll let him know you said that. Actually, won't. I don't need him knowing that I'm talking about him on my streams. Especially because he sometimes tunes in. He doesn't need to know. He's just gonna be like, why are you talking about me? To a bunch of people on the internet. Or to potential people on the internet. It's because I don't have my own significant other to talk about, that I have to talk about other people's significant others. I also realize I think I'm mumbling because I'm getting tired. I'm like slouching down. Bro, when I woke up this morning and I was working, my right hand felt numb. Like if it was feeling like tingly, like it felt like it was pinched or something, and I was like, what the hell is wrong with my hand? And I tried like stretching it and massaging it and everything, and like unbending it. Like I thought maybe it's because of the way I was sitting or like whatever, and I was like, yeah, my hand hurts. And I was like, oh, did I like, is this like cancer? Am I dying? Did I do something to my hand? What have I done? Am I having a stroke? I just did my best to ignore it. I'm gonna pretend it doesn't exist and that it'll go away. And now that I've said it, I still feel a little bit of tingly in my thumb, but I think it's in general, I always overexert my thumb when doing things, so that's just the norm. Probably slept wrong. Yeah, I did look up being like, you know, right arm tingling. And while it's not the best to follow, the Google AI overview said that it's probably because you slept on it weird and you pinched the nerve, you pinched something or whatever. Not pinch the nerve, you pinched something maybe. And I was like, yeah, that checks. It's whatever. And here I am deciding to overexert it more by what is this line here that I am looking at? Is it your arm? Is it your arm? What is this line that I put here? I don't know what this line is. I'm gonna erase it. Actually, maybe it should be your arm. Hang on. I'm talking to myself. As one does when they stream. Hang on. New? Or it should be like... Here, maybe like this. I don't know if that helps, but whatever. I also always tell myself that I really could benefit from having a bigger monitor. Or at least a better a bigger monitor and a better monitor stand. Like I could probably do like what the professionals do and get a monitor arm. So I'm not using this little stupid tablet stand thing. I also feel like my tablet's like a little bit small. I feel like I'd work better with a bigger tablet, but that also would cost like $1 million, so I can't afford that because I just spent money on a kitchen renovation. I gotta stop spending money. I gotta stop spending my money so frivolously. I think her arm is slightly like messed up. I think her upper arm is like long, but we're gonna ignore that because I don't feel like fixing it. We're just gonna say that she has clamp style limbs and move on from that. Drawing looks good. Thank you. Thank you for a kind word. Yeah, that's personality. It just makes it so she's really good at like reaching into tall cabinets. My hand's starting to hurt though. And my neck. Oh my god, my ailing old body. Oh my god. I'm so unfit. Thank you, Stephanie. Welcome to the stream. I guess 7 o'clock is the time where people come in to do things, huh? Have I been streaming too early all this time? Because it probably helps that there's a girl being drawn on the screen. You should take a break and drink some water. I actually just took some water. I drank some water not that long ago, so I'm good on that. And I'm trying to get this done because I probably should end stream soon so I can have a dinner. But because I've committed to coloring, I'm gonna try to finish it, even if it's a little bit basic. I'm not very good with coloring. So don't judge me for my coloring. At the very least, I'd say that at some point, my coloring compared to like maybe like last year or something has gotten that much better. But wait, I just realized, when did I put on my hoodie? I feel like I remember taking off my hoodie and somehow it ended up back on me. But yeah, my coloring, his coloring is not quite there. But it's okay as long as I get some colors. And that'll be enough. I just want to be able to finish a drawing for once on stream. Still looks great. Thank you. Thank you. I try my best during these hard times. These hard times of being old. What color eyes should this anime girl have? There's only so much colors out there in the world. Oh, look at that erase. Unlock. I'm gonna throw down a color and then I'm just gonna see what sticks. Can I presume it'd be a red suit? Maybe. Maybe it'll be pink. Maybe, I don't know. Red is the default, but I guess it depends on my mood. Probably. It might just be red. Green. The thing is, if I make her wear red with green eyes, it's just gonna look Christmas. It's gonna look like Christmas. Let's go with this for now. Yeah, that's what's great about drawing digitally. Is that if you ever want to change the color of something, you just do it with a flick of a gauge bar. Too purple. Throw him some teeth in there. Nope. Should've just drawn some teeth. Why did I put an outline for the teeth? Whatever. Over it. The eyes. How can you see into my eyes? I'm just a girl. Okay. Probably going to be a red dress. My neck. Ooh, my neck. Ooh, my neck. Ooh, that neck oh mine. Ooh, that neck oh mine. What time is it? 7:11? If only I was faster with coloring. The thing is, there are a lot of faster ways to do things like coloring. Like use the bucket tool and lasso tool and all that shit. But here I am manually just filling it in for some reason. Okay. The outer edges should be gold. Gold is so hard to color. It just looks like mustard or like a gross yellow. I still remember when, was it middle school, I think? I really wanted to wear one of these type of the dresses to prom. And I did. And now that whenever I see a picture of it, because I happen to have like one photo, like a physical photo of it from that day, I cringe at the fact that I did that. That looked so lame. Especially next to my friend who dressed like a normal person in a regular prom dress with their hair done up and everything, and I just looked like a schmuck. Shading in the eyes are really pretty. Thank you. I always just do random things. It's not really that much of a story time. It's just back when I was younger, I was very like unaware of how like people perceived me and all that stuff, because I really just, you know, when you're young, you kind of don't care about that stuff. But I feel like to a certain degree, I should have cared just a little bit. But when you grow up in a sort of environment that doesn't really like cater to that sort of thing, like appearances and just like you know, my parents were just making sure that I stayed fed and I was clean and healthy and all that stuff, you know. They weren't too fussed about like making sure I looked prim and proper and all that stuff. So I was just living my life blissfully unaware of the fact that I had looked a little bit cringe sometimes, or I was cringe. Especially if you were someone that was just blabbing about anime boyfriends. Oof. Major cringe. Did you have fun at prom at least? I hope so. I honestly don't remember my prom in middle school. That's like a very long time ago. I am so crusty and old. I think I probably had more fun in my high school prom, because at that prom I wore a button-down shirt and like pants and a vest. And I thought I looked so cool, but then I got a pimple on my face, a big pimple on my face, and a scabbed, and I was like, epic! Right before prom. But I have distinct memories of being out late that night, just hanging out with friends. Which, as a high school student, I guess that's just something you do sometimes. I wonder if people still like I wonder if the youth enjoyed their like youth, you think? Are there any youths in my chat and watching the stream? Are you guys enjoying your youths as youths would? I guess you wouldn't know any other way to enjoy your youth. You probably didn't grow up in the 90s. Are those the same friends you still have? Yeah. Yeah. They are still my good friends. Don't see them as much, but you know, they still a vibe. Like I be the black sheep of the group. But you know, we still vibe sometimes. Red on red. Oh well, whatever. Whatever. She's just gonna be so you know, what was it? When was this? I was looking up how to say happy say the thing that people say on New Year's for Chinese people. And I got the Chinese, I was trying to get the Chinese way of writing it. And then I, on a whim, decided to like translate to English. I don't know what it used. Maybe it used Google or maybe it used something else. But when I translated to English, it said that the little translation of the thing that we say sometimes for New Year's is congrats on getting rich. And I was like, what? We're saying to people congratulations on getting rich? Like, what if they're not? What if they're not rich? How's it going, Alden? But I think the correct way to translate it is more like, you know, may your year be prosperous and like you have many a wealth and all that shit. Not really so much as like congrats on being rich. But that's a funny thing to say. Oh, I didn't finish coloring the hair. I don't even know what these things are normally colored. The only person I've ever seen with this is like Tenten from Naruto and Chun-Li. What color are they? It's usually like a pale color. So boring. Could be a different color, I guess. Let me do pink. Ultimate New Year vibes. Get rich. Honestly, isn't that what we all strive for these days? The economy waits for nobody. So make money or else. But I guess if you're a kid, that's not something you need to be concerned of quite yet. Enjoy your youth. Oh my god, why isn't this finished? Why have I not finished coloring yet? I feel like I've been on this forever. I'm so impatient. That's my problem too when it comes to coloring. I'm so impatient. I just want it to be done and move on to the next thing. I feel like my strong point is just drawing the anime girl. The coloring is not... The coloring just takes too damn long. Where did I put? Oh, here. Bro, I think my mom is constantly passing by, or occasionally passing by my door, and there's like a small little like a tinted, not tinted, it's like a blurry like glass window, so you can't really see it through it. But I see her like, her silhouette passing by, and I keep thinking there's like a freaking ghost at my door. Like I'm haunted. I want to, just want to do that thing that cool people do, where they color the outline, something different. Whoops! What have I done? That's too light. We're so close, guys. We're so close. I'm so close to finishing this so I can go have dinner. I just... Listen, if a ghost came up to me and it was my mom, I would be terrified. Because I would wonder, like, how did you die when I wasn't looking? Like, that'd be kind of all sorts of fucked. Like, I just saw you. I just heard you. I just heard you come home. How would you become a ghost? Drawing looks amazing. Thank you. I appreciate the kind words. I'm not used to them. Not because I don't get them, but because I don't know how to react. But thank you. Oh, I need to finish. Where is it? Which layer is it? Which layer are you? Not you. This one. If you like my art, feel free to follow me on the Blue Skies or on Instagram, where I will post art and you don't have to hear me ramble. Ow, my hand. I feel like this should have texture to it. Do I have any texture that would fit this? What's this? No. What's this? This one? The rambling's the best part. Oh. Thank you. I try my best. What is a good... Nope. What's that, a square? Let's try this. Clip to layer below. Can I overlay this? Can I divide? It's not great, but I've already done it, so I guess I'll just leave it at that. Okay, final thing that I want to do. My signature partially filled background of a solid color. Nope, that's too red. When I look at talented artists like you, it reminds me of how bad one I am. No, don't say that. Everyone starts out, like, bad. Just takes a long time. I'm old. You have to understand. I'm sure you must be young and I'm, like, super hella old. I've been at this for a long time. Just takes a lot of time, a lot of practice. And you just gotta stare at... just stare at anime girls all day. I told myself that I want to be done with this, but I'm adding so much freaking flair to it. Let me go. Let me go, art. Let me go, drawing. Let me leave. My leg's going numb. Okay, I'm done. I'm over it. I'm over it. Does that look okay? Whatever. It could be better, but it is what it is. It's better than what it started with. Alright. That is it for today's stream. It's just been a while since I've been able to, so I'm glad I was able to do it. I will stream again when I can. Probably next week. Thanks to all those that tuned in and had said nice things about my art. I appreciate it. Aw man. Aw man. Too bad! But thank you. Feel free to subscribe if you care to. Most of my streams are usually drawing streams because that takes the least amount of commitment. Yeah. Thank you guys. Thank you. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for everything. Make sure you stay hydrated. Make sure you drink. Make sure you practice drawing if you like drawing. Make sure you sleep. Make sure you floss if you need to floss your teeth. Don't let don't let yourselves get cavities. Make sure you stretch. Make sure you clap for yourself because you're alive. I don't know. I'm really bad at ending streams. That's it. Have a good rest of your days. Have a good night. Have a good day. All that stuff. And eat your vegetables, please. Because I haven't, and I am so constipated. Oh my lord.